Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Again, this is going to be part two of our playoff talk. Um, we're going to move on to the Maple Leafs and Canadiens, Oilers, Jets, Avalanche, Blues, and Knights, Golden Knights, and Wild. Um, we don't know if this is going to be one video or two. No matter what, they're going to be posted tomorrow from when we're recording this. But obviously, before we start, same people again, if you've seen the past two videos. And we're going to go right into our sponsor. Obviously, same thing per every video. You guys know the rules now. Links up here. Phone numbers right in the middle of the page. Book appointment. Got your 6 options. Name, email. Pick a time. You show up. You buy some jewelry. Shout out Anthony Manzo. All right. Move on. So, first series we're going to be talking about, what was it? It was Maple Leafs and Canadiens.
Yeah.
This is going to be a grand series. Said no one ever because the Canadiens stink. Maple Leafs in 4.
Maple Leafs in 4, I agree.
There's my answer.
So this is a
Austin
match.
Matthews.
Being this two, in the usual division that you have here in the NHL, these both two teams are in the same division, and with how stacked the East Division usually is, you never get to see these matchups. Especially in this one in the Maple Leafs and Canadiens, this is something that people have always wanted to see these two teams match up in the playoffs. And now that we have the Mickey Mouse division up north in Canada, we finally get to have this matchup. And although the power difference in the teams is pretty astronomically different, I'm going to take Leafs in 5. Would I be surprised if it's a sweep? No. But I'm taking Leafs in 5. They're getting Carey Price back, and playoff Carey Price, if he's on, I would not want to face him. So I'm gonna say Carey, just like we talked about with UC Saros over in Nashville. I feel like Carey Price will at least steal in one game. I think that's pretty obvious. Look, he'll steal a game, but I don't think this series is going to go on very long. Although I hate the Leafs and I'm pulling for the Habs to win, I'm taking Leafs in 5, no questions asked.
Gotta win it for Joe Thornton.
Jumbo Joe, baby.
What do you think, Kenny? What are we doing in this
Leafs in
series?
4. It's not even a question.
Well, at least we both agree on something.
I don't think Carey Price is the same Carey Price as we're used to, obviously.
I mean, last year in the bubble playoffs, he was pretty good.
Yeah, but
Well, that was
Ryan,
the bubble, Brian.
Yeah, but he
care
was
about-
he was out a lot this year. Jake Allen was a serviceable backup for sure, but I feel like if Carey Price can at least steal him one game, and it's playoff Carey Price, I feel like he'll at least get one game in there. But I wouldn't be surprised with the
he needs
sweep.
to
But
pull it out of his,
Yeah.
to be playoff Carey
We
Price.
don't swear on this channel, Kenneth. Okay. Mr. Kyle, what are we thinking this series?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I expect another sweep. I just can't see the Canadiens keeping up with the Maple Leafs, and that's it. I just don't see them keeping up. I either see this as a sweep or 5 games for the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs have been dominant, and we expected that this year because this has been something that they've been waiting a long time for it to happen, and this is probably their best opportunity to make magic happen and try to win a cup.
Yeah. So that's it for that series. We're gonna move on to the Oilers and Jets. I'll start off again. I'm gonna go with another sweep. I think the Oilers are just too good offense. Like, I think this is the year where McDavid's here to kill. I mean, that's just all I gotta say. I think it's gonna be a sweep or 4-1. I think the Oilers are a better team. The Jets are not bad for what it's worth, but they also didn't finish much ahead of the Canadiens, who were not grand this year. The only thing I will say about the Jets, though, is that they do have a couple pretty good goal scorers and all-around players. So, I mean, if their two-way games can get going, I can see it being a series, but I'm still picking the Oilers in 5. I'll say Oilers in 5, not a sweep again. Why don't you go? I'll let you go first, Kenny, this time.
Yeah, I'd have the Oilers in 5 as well. And also to add on to that, if both of our series come true, the last two we said, you finally get to see McDavid versus Matthews,
Yep.
which would obviously be an amazing series to watch.
That'd be
But
good
yeah,
for
Mike.
TV ratings.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
TSN and Sportsnet in Canada. Whew.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Oh,
It
yeah.
gives Canada their matchup they've been waiting for.
Invest in the stock, baby.
And I really want to see McDavid go on a run because obviously he hasn't got the chance to yet.
They're due. Well,
They
not
are
really
due.
due. Not really due because like it's not like they've been to the playoffs and like or just keep losing first round. So it's like he's due to win something eventually. Like he's too talented to not win. Like
Yeah, obviously.
Crosby eventually got his. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I just don't want him to wait for like that long.
yeah. What do you think? You know, Kyle, will you go last in this
I
one,
was going
Ryan?
to save Nate for that because I have a hot take coming in here. So.
Yeah. What do you think, Kyle?
For the Jets and Oilers, I'm going to say the Oilers win this. As big of a Jets fan as I am, I've been a supporter of them for many years, even when they were in Atlanta. I simply just see the Oilers winning this. They got too much power compared to the Jets, and I think the Jets' goaltending might serve as an issue with the Oilers' high-powered offense.
But how does that affect Marlon Mack though?
In a big way.
Sorry, I had to put that in there. It's a dynasty football joke. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. But we're gonna leave it up to Ryan because Ryan said he's got a little bit of a hot take. So we're gonna let Ryan
I
go.
have the Oilers in 7.
That's not
And
bad.
so my problem with the Oilers is that they are top heavy as it comes. You got obviously McDavid. I don't know if you guys seen this statistic before, but this is the greatest season we've seen since Howie Moran's back in the old Canadian days. Like he's on pace for 171 points in 82 games. This is one of the best statistical seasons we've seen in the modern era. Because he's got 104 in 54 games right now. But the problem with the Oilers is that they have, well, it's not really a problem. You have a guy who's got 104 points, but you have McDavid at 104. You have Draisaitl at 83. Your next two point scorers are defensemen with Barry and Nurse, if I remember correctly. And then after that, your next forward is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with 35 points and a -7. So I feel like and also you got to take into consideration too. Hellebuck is I'd throw my case at him as the Vezina winning goalie this year. 110%. He's atop the charts and everything. He is the Vezina winning goaltender this year. I feel like he can steal I can see him stealing a few games here and there. I would not be surprised if this one goes to 6 with the Oilers, but the Jets aren't a bad team either. But I know the Oilers are one of the better teams in this division in terms of regulation wins. So they're definitely good at closing games out before it goes into overtime. But I'm going to take Oilers in 6 to 7 because I feel like although McDavid was extremely good this year, could he burn out possibly in the playoffs? I don't think so. It's a possibility. But I feel like the Jets are an overall solid team. In Hellebuck, you can't go wrong with having probably the hottest goalie in the league at the moment, statistically wise. Him, and also he's a UMass Lowell product from around here, so I'm a fan of Hellebuck. So
Yeah, you're right. He's pretty cute. All right, let's move on to the next spot. So the Avalanche ended up winning tonight, so they ended up getting the President's Trophy, so they'll get this seed, not the Golden Knights. So it'll be Avalanche versus the Blues. I mean, I'll get my prediction pretty quickly out of the way. I'm gonna go with the Avalanches. Gonna just give you the good old sweep. Unfortunately, that happens in the first round. A lot of these standings and series, are not up to date. Obviously,
I think
But-
you guys giving out way too many sweeps.
it's gonna happen.
It's-
One of these, I'm gonna be
yeah.
right. So
Yeah, oh yeah.
that's all that matters.
But
So
I don't think you can throw like, oh, it's a 1 versus 4 sweep.
I mean, it's just tough to go against Colorado, honestly, for what it is. There's not too much on the Blues. I mean, obviously, I also hate the Blues because they beat the Bruins.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Blues have a very, they still have a very talented roster. I mean, my boy Torrey Krug over there, he did his thing this year. But I don't think the Blues can handle what Colorado's got to offer. I mean, Nathan McKinnon, stud. Rantanen, stud. Landeskog, stud.
Devontae's stud. Samuel Girard.
So-
Cale Makar. You can't go wrong with Cale Makar.
I'll give you official. I'll give the Blues one game because I like Torrey Krug. So I got the Avalanche winning in 5.
Yep. I'm on with that. I'm bored with that. Avs in 5 for sure.
Same here.
I feel like the you can't go wrong with both of these two. I mean, Grubauer has been amazing in net for them. He's again a top. He could have been a Vezina candidate. I feel like both of these matchups in the West, it's pretty for sure. I mean, I think the Wild in the next series we talk about could be a not as good of a fight for Vegas, but I feel like this one, the Avs just absolutely dominate the Blues. It's really not even a question for sure. And obviously they are extremely good in all parts of their game. Especially Cale Makar, he's absolute beauty. I've seen him live in person when he was in college, and I saw this kid, and I said, this kid's going somewhere. So, Avs for sure in 5. Would not be surprised again if this is a sweep, but I don't see this going more than 5.
I don't blame you there. What do you think, Kyle?
I'm going to say, I'll say Avs in 6. I think the Wild can get 2 wins out of this, especially because they're decent home. They're decent on the at home, so I think they'll pick up 2 games there, either a game on the road or a game at home. So Wild is a little iffy though, but I definitely just see the Avalanche winning regardless.
I mean the Blues, right? Because this is
The Blues.
Avs Blues, yeah.
That's what I meant. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's basically that series. But now this is the last interesting series. Obviously now we're gonna have the Golden Knights and the Wild. And then in recent games, the Wild have actually been struggling a lot with the Blues, including tonight, where the Blues scored 7 straight goals against the Wild. So that's pretty cool. That's not very good to go into the playoffs with that. But this series, I'm going to go with the Golden Knights. I think they're a very good team, but I'm going to pick them in 7. I think it's going to be a dogfight. Only because, now the reason why I picked them in 7 is because the Wild, they have, good goalies, but goals per average and stuff like that's not looking fantastic for them. Where on the Golden Knights side, they still have Fleury
Flower.
and Leonard. Leaner. I forgot how to say it.
Laner, yep.
Is where they have the goalie advantage, and I think that Vegas still just has a very good overall team. So I think at the end, the goaltending basically wins you game because, like how they say in football, like kind of defense wins you games. It's like that's just what it is. I think Vegas wins in 7 because of their goalies. You guys pick. What are you guys thinking?
Ryan, you want to go first? Because I have a little bit of a hot take on this one.
Vegas in 5. I don't see the Wild being much of a threat to them. Vegas, their goaltending department just won the William M. Jennings trophy as the 2 best goaltenders in between terms of goals against and save percentage. Their offense is lethal with Stone leading the way up there. I mean, the only person that really concerns me on the Wild is Kirill Thrill. Capo, Kakkonen, and Talbot have been pretty solid, but they don't match up to the firepower that Laner and Flower bring. So I'm going Vegas in 5 here. I'm looking forward to an Avs-Vegas matchup in round 2 there. Because I feel like the first 2 games in the West are pretty crappy in terms of ratings. I mean, the West has been comparable to the Canadian division in terms of their strength this year. But I'm taking Avs Vegas in that second round.
All right, Kyle, I'll let you go next because we'll leave Kenny for last for his hot take.
I'll say Golden Knights win this one in 6. Golden Knights been a little iffy back and forth, but Wild will pick up games at home. They seem to be a very good home team. They really dive off of the energy at home. But I just see the Golden Knights winning this in the first round. Simple as that.
Okay. Kenny, enlighten
All right.
us for our last talk.
Let me share my screen.
Okay.
I have something for it.
Oh, I don't like this.
Wild in 7.
Oh,
Picture explains it all.
I mean, yeah, you can't deny it. It's pretty undeniable.
good, but I don't think he'll carry him.
It's a hot take. I have a funny
Hey,
feeling about it.
one of these playoff rounds in the first round is not going to go the way you think. So,
yeah, obviously,
but yeah, that's going to end our hockey talk. We will probably be back for a round 2, or we might make another video after this that goes through the rest of the playoffs. Like, just we'll have like a bracket in front of us. We'll make a playoff prediction and stuff like that. But until then, obviously, you guys know Anthony's Jeweler. Shout out to them, who has been sponsoring all our videos so far. You guys know the phone number. You guys know the website. You guys know how to go on there and do all your things. So, hope you guys go. If you guys do go, mention our name, Little Rhody Sports Talk. But hope you guys enjoyed. And this has been, what was this, podcast number 22 now. So, summertime, we're going to be grinding out some more videos as well. You'll see more of the same people. Ryan and Kenny, I'm sure, will join us for our other videos as well, not just
Yeah,
hockey.
definitely.
So, and then you guys already know the hosts, me and Kyle. So, I hope you guys have a good night, and we'll see you whenever we do the next video.
Have a good day,
thanks for
everybody.
having us.
Have a good one.